there's a building on the Oklahoma State University campus that has a whole row of these green bushes or shrubs, whatever you call them, out front. And there's a short window of time each year where they just like explode in these puffy, billowy clouds of white flowers. And every now and then my wife will, she usually walks past this building more than I do, and she'll come home and she'll say, did you see those white flowers? And I usually say, oh man, I didn't make it out there. And then by the time I do, they're gone. Well, on this particular day, I met up with my wife to go for a bit of a walk around campus. I mean, it was a nice sunny day. And she said, by the way, those white flowers are back. You might want to take a picture. And I had my camera with me, not in hand, but it was back in my office. So after we parted and she went to her class and I went back to my office, I grabbed my camera, and it was a little while later, but I went back to this same spot, and sure enough, it was like a wall of clouds outside this building. It's actually called Classroom Building. Can you guess what they have in this building? That's right, classrooms. And it was just this I don't know how long, like 100 yards or something. Maybe that's exaggerating, but it was this long stretch of just these huge, puffy white clouds on these bushes. And I thought, man, this would be an amazing photo to take. But how do you take a photo of it? I mean, you just hold up your phone and take a snapshot. And I guess I could have done that. But I wanted to find like a more creative way, especially with sussing out a subject. And that's how I ended up on what you see here. I wanted to have something in the frame to focus the viewer's attention. And if you've been reading Weekly 50 for any length of time, you know that that's my preferred way of composing an image with one clear subject. It's not the most creative, but I like it. And I wanted to do that here. So I found a little bunch of flowers sticking out from the rest, and I thought, that's it. I'm going to use that as my subject. And I was able to get another bit of flowers on the left in the foreground, and then in the background, those are all the same flowers. And hopefully this creates the sense that there's just a massive explosion of these little white flowers all over the place. Even though the only thing you can see clearly is the one bundle of flowers. My goal is to provide a much greater sense of context. I shot this at f6.7, so not super wide, but not super shallow or small aperture. And I was a little far away from this. This really isn't cropped at all. I think I might have rotated it slightly, which cropped it slightly to maintain the square or the rectangular ratio. But this wasn't edited for cropping or to adjust the focal point of the photo. It's pretty much how it was. And to get it like this, I did have to stand a little bit farther away. So at 6.7 wasn't crazy shallow depth of field. That's where I'm going with this. This was 1/350th of a second at 105 millimeters. And in the end, I think it worked out. I don't know. You'll have to tell me if you see this. Does this look like a wall of white flowers or not? And I'm genuinely curious. And who knows? Maybe next year I'll revisit the scene and try it again. I'd really like to find some way of capturing these things. The essence of this scene in a way that does it justice. I don't know if this does, but it's what I got.